Hello Aries, I'm pulling 3 cards for December 2016. I would usually have the camera on me, however I'm doing the video this way, pulling 3 cards, and after I do all the videos, 12 videos for December, shortly after I will do a video for the yearly reading for 2017. So this video is for Aries, December 2016. We're closing the year, and on the, let's see, I think in December will be 4 years of me having this channel, I think. So I can't believe it. This is so weird. Okay, so let's pull the 3 cards. Aries, take a deep breath. Let's see what 3 cards is for you. Okay, so we have 3 of staves, 5 of swords, and King of Swords. Okay, so the staves is a fire sign. You're a fire sign, and you have 2 swords, so that's air. So let's look at the first card, which is all about the fire energy, and that is the 5 of staves or 5 of wands. And 5 of staves is all about competition, right? The struggle to have power or to have dominance, okay? Your struggle to have power and dominance. So in December, you're really going to struggle with having control over things. So it's probably a good time to look at what battles you're fighting and is it worth it? And why do you feel this competitive edge? And how can you construct it where it's a positive energy? Because the card after it is 5 of swords, and that's kind of another energy. We'll get into that, but let's look at 5 of staves. So 5 of staves is all about competition and the struggle for power or to be in control of something. And what you got to ask yourself is, why do I feel like I need to be competitive? And being competitive is not a negative thing. You know, it depends on how you're going about it. So how are you being competitive? And the 5 of staves is asking you, why do you feel that you need to be this way? And it's kind of like looking at the card and saying, okay, I want to be competitive, and I want to do it in a positive way, but we don't usually think of it as being a negative when we're in the moment. But what's your drive? What is fueling you to feel competitive? And that's what we have to really look at. And also it could be like a disagreement, right? It also means disagreement. So the 5 of swords, that's right after it, is all about someone winning a battle and being cocky about it. So it represents, the 5 of swords represents like dishonor and humiliation, right? So being competitive and maybe not doing it in a constructive way. So back to the 5 of staves, why do you feel like you need to be competitive? Where is it coming from? Where is this energy coming from? Do you feel like you have to prove yourself, or are you coming from a positive place of passion? Because if you feel like you have to prove yourself, then you're going to come off negative to someone, even if you think that you're not. It will come off as, you know, it's all about me, it's all about me, it's all about me. And we don't want that kind of energy. At least I hope they don't want that kind of energy. So how are you using your power? Because you have a lot of power. You can get attention, Aries, for the things that you do, and you can draw in that energy, but how are you using it, right? So you want to look at what is the Five of Staves saying. Five is fire energy. You are a fire sign. And if there's something that you want to obtain, that's great. But how are you going about it? Do you feel that you have to get what you want with tension and conflict? Even if you're being nice about it, the communication you're having with others, if it's just all about you, no matter if you're being nice about it, it's going to come off competitive. But if you're coming from a place of okay, I really want this to work, then how can you make it be balanced instead of a competitive way of going about it? Now let's go on to the Five of Swords. Now the Five of Swords is about the air element, okay, air. And the Five of Swords talks about someone just did a battle or a competition, and the person lost. So and then this one person is the person that wins the battle, and they're very cocky about their winnings. Okay, very cocky is what this card is portraying. So with this as the follow-up card, it's talking about conflict, losing something or winning something no matter what the cost is. And even like backstabbing, like betraying someone just to get what you want. Or and it just leads to conflict from the way that the Five of Staves energy was playing out before. Now the Five of Swords is saying, okay, even if the person didn't recognize it here, they surely will recognize it here. Okay, now this is a good thing. It's like now whatever the outcome is, you're going to get yourself back, and you're going to have the King of Swords. And so the overall reading, what I get from this is communication. Like communication is key. So whatever it is that you're doing, if you're working with someone else, even if you feel like you're above this person, because let's be real, sometimes we feel like we're above a person, and we might not put it in those words because we know it's an ugly way to think or to be, but in a nicer note, we can say, okay, you have more work experience, you have more of something than someone else in comparison. And in comparing is not a bad thing. It's just the attitude that you do it with. So saying, yeah, I know I have more experience than someone else, it doesn't matter. It's how you're treating people around you and how you're working with people. Now, say if you can't really look at yourself objectively and in that way, okay, you can't really pick out your flaws. You're like, I'm perfect. Okay, if you're perfect, then write things down, and if people agree to it, then they agree to it. So write it down, put it in an email, whatever, write it down so there's no misunderstanding at the end. Because the Five of Swords is like, okay, there's some misunderstanding going on, someone might feel cheated out of something. So for December, the energy is all about writing it down, and that's always a good practice to maintain, writing things down. So you're going to bring yourself back with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is all about being in control, right? So being in control, having some kind of groundwork, like law. It represents like authority. And having law again, it's like writing things down, like I was saying. Writing it down just to be clear, okay? So in the part where I'm taking from this is writing things down so there's no misunderstanding. And no matter if you're a novice, you're new to something, or you've been doing it for years, when you write things down, you can't lose. You know, you can't lose when you write things down. And this will give you back your power because it's written down. All right, so I hope this reading helps. I feel like the overall message is saying that the way you go about things, the way that you start things up from the beginning, and the way you interact with people really does make a difference. And then whether the outcome is good or bad, Five of Swords is saying whether the outcome is good or bad, it's the way that you treat yourself and others, so that it doesn't make the situation worse. But in the end, and the good thing about having a reading is that you can see the problem coming up and correct it. In the end, you will regain some wisdom. You'll learn a lesson from it. And even if you've learned this lesson before and you just like decide, oh, I'm not going to worry about it because I know this person, just write it down, be clear about it. That way there's no misunderstandings later on. All right? So I hope you guys enjoy your reading. Happy December 2016. And I will see you guys next time.